Legends are born where the sea meets the sky. In the wilds of 16th century Ireland, one woman defied the tides of history. Grace O'Malley, a name whispered in fear by her enemies and sung in reverence by her people. From the rocky shores of Clew Bay to the farthest reaches of the Atlantic, she carved her destiny with courage and cunning. Her story is the story of the sea itself, untamed, unyielding, and eternal. The sea, she don't suffer fools, and neither did I. Grace O'Malley, Gran and Mahaul, if you speak the tongue of my people, pirate, warrior, queen of the western seas. I was born with salt in my blood and the roar of the waves in my ears. My father, Ogan O'Malley, ruled Clew Bay and all the ships that sailed her. I was but a lass when I first begged him to take me to sea. He laughed. A ship is no place for a girl. That night I took my mother's dagger and sheared my long hair clean off. No more golden curls to mark me as a girl. No more chains of silk and lace. I stowed away on his ship, the Sea Falcon. At dawn, he found me. His fury was a storm, but beneath it, I saw pride. Gran Mahaul, he said, shaking his head, bald Grace, and a stubborn whelp at that. And so, I had won. I climbed the rigging before I learned to dance. I studied the stars while other girls learned needlework. The sea was my home, and by God, I was good at it. We O'Malleys were not just fishermen. We were rulers of the waters. Any ship that passed our coast paid its due, or it sank. When my father passed, the clan looked to my brother to lead. But he was a landman, and the sea was in need of a queen. Not all were pleased. Donal reared and sneered. A ship needs a captain, not a nursemaid. Quick as a flash, my dagger was at his throat. Then ye best remember who holds the blade. With a shove, I sent him tumbling overboard into the freezing waters. He learned to swim that day, or he didn't. Either way, he never questioned me again. That was the last time any man doubted my command. Years of raiding followed. English merchants, rival clans. None were safe. We plundered as far as Spain and Scotland. The winds carried us to new lands, strange ports where foreign tongues wove music in the streets. I was no longer Grace O'Malley. I was the pirate queen. The sea, she's a fickle mistress. One day she cradles ye. The next, she turns cruel. One fateful day she whispered to me. A thick fog lay upon the waters. Then through the mist, a shape, dark sails, gilded hull. An English ship captain, my first mate, Tadthik, said. I could smell her cargo before I saw it, the sharp tang of pepper, the sweet musk of cinnamon. Spices worth more than gold. Prepare for battle, I ordered, a grin curling my lips. Cannon fire roared, a direct hit to their mizzenmast. They fired back. The sea exploded beside us. Bring us alongside, I shouted. Oars plunged into the water. The hulls kissed. Grappling hooks flew. We boarded like demons from the deep. Their captain, a tall man with a powdered wig, fought well. Our blades clashed like church bells in a storm. Yield, he gasped. I laughed. You mistake me for a gentleman. A final strike. His sword clattered to the deck. With a boot to his chest, I sent him sprawling. We took their cargo and left them their ship, barely. As dawn broke, the scent of spice still lingered in the air, mingling with the salt breeze. But power. She is a hungry beast, and trouble follows her like a shadow. The English crept into Ireland like rot in a ship's hull. Queen Elizabeth sought to bring my people to heel. Her men burned our lands, hanged our warriors. We fought back. Oh, how we fought. But war is a cruel mistress. One day, my luck ran out. The English stormed Rockfleet Castle, seized my son, Tibbet, and dragged my brother to the depths of their prison. They meant to break me, so I did the unthinkable. I sailed to London, to the heart of my enemy's lair. I was led before Queen Elizabeth herself. Before I entered, they told me to bow. Ha! Grace O'Malley bows to no one. The court gasped, the guards tensed. But Elizabeth, she smiled. She studied me. You are a pirate. I am a chieftain, I corrected, a mother, a warrior, and I have come to speak of peace. She listened. Oh, how she listened. By the end, she did what no man in her court would have dared. She offered me her hand. I took it. My son was freed, my lands restored, at least for a time. But peace, she is fleeting. The English pressed harder. My fleet, once mighty, grew thin. My sword arm, once tireless, grew heavy. The last battle came on a cold morning. Rockfleet Castle, my last stronghold, stood defiant. The sea beyond was calm, too calm. Then, the sound of drums. The English came in force. Bingham led them himself, that viper. I stood atop the battlements. My men, weary but unbroken, waited for my command. Will you surrender, Grace? One asked. I looked at him. And what would I be then? No, we would not surrender. And so we fought. The English cannons roared. The walls trembled. The gates burst open. Steel clashed on steel. I cut through them, my breath ragged. My sword was still swift, my fury still burning. But we were too few. One by one, my warriors fell. And then, darkness. Did I die that day? Perhaps. Or perhaps the sea, my oldest friend, carried me away. Some say I lived out my years in quiet. A storm finally calmed. Others say I took to the waves once more, a ghost of the deep. But I tell ye this, the sea, she don't suffer fools, and neither did I. And when ye stand by the shore and hear the waves whisper, perhaps they're whispering of me, the ballad of Grace O'Malley, the pirate queen, the woman who would not bow.